The most interesting fight for you, Charlotte, was?
Oh, well, Timberwolves Warriors. Because honestly, I mean, I had League Pass on, and I was like, okay, which of the later games am I going to put on? Am I going to put on Clippers Nuggets or Timberwolves Warriors? And yes, there had been some. It got a little chippy on Sunday in the Warriors Timberwolves, but I was like, no, I want to see the clown show of the Clippers face up against Jokic. I want to see what James Harden is up to tonight. And about 100 seconds in, my phone blows up, and it's like, Klay Thompson jersey ripped off, and I was like, I'm sorry. First of all, Klay Thompson fighting? What? Okay, what? Second of all, this game just started. Go over to Timberwolves Warriors, and the score is 0-0, and Klay Thompson is sitting on the bench with his jersey ripped off, and Rudy Gobert is going like, oh, I do not know what is going on, and Draymond is just striding off the court. What the hell happened? Were you watching that game? Did you see that live?
I didn't see it live. I, too, was watching Clippers Nuggets and got the alert and said, oh, let me get back over there and watch. I think this is what happens whenever little brother starts to get a little too big for his britches. Big brother instigates something to let them know I'm still big brother. And I feel like that's a lot of like the Warriors' rhetoric probably prior to getting on the court was, hey, these guys beat us the other night. It was an incredible performance by Anthony Edwards. Let's send a message nice and early. Playtime's over. We're here. Because it wasn't just Klay. It's like everybody. Like Kevin Looney and Draymond. Everyone was like, what's going on? Have you guys lost your mind?
Totally. I also think people forget that Anthony Edwards on Sunday night said to Draymond, ain't nobody worried about you, bruh. Hell nah. And Draymond puts Rudy Gobert in a chokehold.
Yep.
And Rudy, I think a very smart play on his part, also really obnoxious, just goes, but also he was being choked out, so I think you can't really blame him. So Draymond was like, okay, you're not worried about me. Are you worried about me now? Like, I really feel like there had to be something that had to do with it.
There's definitely, there's a bunch of guys, I think, in the league who would love the carte blanche of going upside Rudy's head. It's just Draymond Green is probably like the blanchest of carts right there, right? Like, we have a fight? I've been waiting for this my whole life. Get over here.
He's like, Rudy, finally, I have an excuse. Like, the minute Rudy even had, like, a pinky on Klay's neck, Draymond was like, now is my time to shine. This is my moment in the spotlight. Did you think, Amin, that Klay and McDaniels and Draymond all should have been ejected? Did you agree with that decision by the refs?
Yes. Like, come on, man. Like, that was, like I said, especially given it wasn't something that had been building all game long. You guys came out the gate like that? Come on. I'll go one further. I think Rudy Gobert should have been ejected too.
I do too. I agree. I do too.
So
I think he was also deeply obnoxious in his post-game press conference.
What'd he say?
He said a bunch of things, and I'm going to save the best for last, but he said, my first thought was just, quote, I'm not going to fight. I need to be in this game to help my team. I just showed the ref that I had my hands up, and I just waited until the situation was over. Nothing more than that. It wasn't a good enough choke to put me to sleep.
Like, okay, so this is the old, he didn't whoop my ass that bad. There's an old song, Charlotte, that goes, it ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Scared to death and scared to look. Like, you can't play both sides. You can either be, I'm not trying to fight, that's it, whatever, or you could be macho man, come on, is that all you got? But you can't do both. Like, I don't want to fight, but if I wanted to fight, that choke, all right, like, I'm pretty sure that he didn't want to choke you out to the point where you passed out. He could have done that. It's not that hard. It's not like your neck is so strong that it is impervious to the grip of Draymond Green's arm. So it's just like, it's ridiculous. It's bullshit grandstanding. Either you want to fight or you don't want to fight. And in the old NBA days, guys would have fought, right? Because it would have been like, hey, technical foul. Now get back in. But nowadays, obviously, the league frowns upon a lot of the extracurricular shenanigans. So the penalties make it so that you don't want to fight. I always say, people say, oh, the NBA is so soft now. Like, they're not soft. They're just being legislated with a different set of laws and rules that guys in earlier stages had.
Gobert saying that is like probably part of why Draymond couldn't wait to put him in a chokehold, because this is the kind of stuff that this guy does. He's like, oh, well, I decided I wasn't going to fight because I'm the good kid. But also, if I had wanted to, he was soft.
Right.
This is sort of a win, though, I think, for Silver for his in-season tournament, because this is all we are all talking about it. Like, this cut through football season in a way that, sure, maybe you don't want people fighting like this, but you can't ignore the fact that they were on those courts. I mean, like, I know I'm sort of kidding about it, but like, not really. We're talking about it. This is working.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the next time they play each other, we'll all be tuned in. What if they play each other in the play-in tournament, in the in-season tournament, right, in Vegas? What if they play each other in the playoffs? It's like we've got our narratives written out for the entire year.
Totally. I love it. Well,
anything else that Rudy Gobert said that tickled your fancy?
Brings me to the last thing he said, which I think, you know what I mean? I think we should just play a good old-fashioned game of who's lying. Are you with me?
Do we have the imaging for that? Who's lying? Okay, there it is.
I love this game so much, and I'm going to start, before we move on to a few others, I'm going to start with one of the most egregious things Rudy Gobert said, which is every time Steph doesn't play, Draymond Green doesn't want to play without his guy Steph, so he does anything he can to get ejected. And he also called Draymond's behavior clown behavior multiple times. Is he lying?
I don't think Draymond exhibits clown behavior. It's rash, it's impulsive, it's not always in the best interest of his team, but I wouldn't call it clown behavior. As far as did he do it on purpose? I'm gonna say it's a great line by Rudy, but I don't think it's correct. I think the reason why he did it is because, like I said, he found the carte blanche. You know what it's like? You know how like when in football, when the quarterback throws an interception, it becomes open season on the quarterback, or at least it used to be back in the day. And guys will literally like, where is he? And just go rock him, right? It's the same thing here. It's like, oh, we got to fight? All right, cool. Well, I'm going to get suspended for fighting. I might as well get suspended for fighting and whoop his ass. So I think that's the reason. I don't think it's because Steph wasn't playing.